My name is Gary Butterfield, he, him.
My name is Kay Ross, she, her.
And you're listening to Watch Out for Fireballs. It is a Games Club podcast.
And this week, I almost said month, this week we're talking about the Talos Principle, which is a puzzle game developed by Crow Team and published by Devolver Digital for the PC and consoles in 2014.
This month works. This decade, we're talking about the Talos Principle. This century, we're talking about the Talos Principle.
It all fits in. When it gets down to it, what do the distinctions between time really mean and consciousness as it relates to it? Yes.
Yes, my child. What does the consciousness represent?
Why is God king? Why is God Hank Hill? King Hill?
Oh, my child. That robot ain't right. Mm-hmm. This episode was executive produced by Steven. Big thanks to Steven. Mm-hmm. In addition, this is a premium episode. What that means, in case you are new here, is that everybody is going to get the generalities of this, generally the first part of the episode, and then patrons, $5 a month or higher, are going to get the whole play-by-play.
Yes. It's going to be a weird structured episode just because this is so puzzle heavy. But we'll talk about that when we get closer to it, I guess.
Yeah, we'll kind of talk that out. I think that is a good prospectus to take forward into certain types of games.
Yes.
Like I would like it to be kind of, usually we save our big changes to any kind of format thing for the new year. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but we've always done that historically. I think this is kind of an experiment to see if this works, because I think it's a good idea that some previous games probably would have benefited from as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You play a robot. We're in robot land.
Yeah, we're in Sad Robot Town. You wake up in a world that is a simulation, and you're tasked by this godlike booming voice called Elohim to solve puzzles and collect sigils, read tetramenos, in order to be granted transcendence, to be granted eternal life, or to contribute to the cause of eternal life. It is very unclear at the start, anyway.
This slowly gets unraveled. Yeah. And emphasis on slowly, kind of thing. You play in first or third person view. You navigate a 3D world that looks a lot like a Serious Sam map. Mm-hmm. Because it is made from those assets. It consists of 3 major hubs, and there are little sub hubs off of them that go to little puzzle chambers. Mm-hmm. What we're not going to do is just talk about the mechanic generalities here, because we won't have anything to talk about in the back half of the episode, because we're not going to describe step-by-step how to do puzzles.
Nope.
We're trying to get out of that text walkthrough of the first 3 Mario games that I have in novel form is a good thing. We think that would be tedious. Yeah. So when we get there, we're going to talk about like the different devices you find and deal with, the kind of eureka moments that you have working with them, the narrative revelations that you have, and like things like the curve. Like, does this escalation curve work? What types of puzzles are there? Like, what are the kinds of things you're doing without talking about too many individual puzzles, because that seems boring for an audio medium.
It does. So just imagine that we're talking about like a prettier 3D Baba Is You.
Yeah, slightly less Sokoban.
Yeah.
Than Baba Is You, but a little bit like that. Like, imagine us describing Baba Is You. It'd also be, I always think about that Mr. Show sketch where the guy reads newspaper comics for the blind. Mm-hmm.
I just wish you could see it. Oh.
Yeah, Calvin's in hell, and it's kind of scary, but it's also kind of funny. God, I wish you could see it. We're going to try not to do that.
Yeah. But there's a commonality. Every puzzle chamber that you find has these force field gates that you need to, disable to open up in order to pass. And you've got to use a bunch of devices in a logical order of operations to navigate these mazes and reach the goal. This kind of Tetris block, the sigil.
Mm-hmm. Some of the puzzles do involve death, like deadly obstacles. The game will just rewind to right before your death, so you don't have to restart a puzzle each time you die.
Yeah.
But you can force reset a puzzle if you get stuck, or if you just need to reset everything to get a new perspective.
Yes. You can also, I really enjoyed this. This is probably something from the remaster, which we should say, at least that's the version that I played.
Yeah. Same.
But just having the ability to rewind at any time in order to save yourself some tedium, like if you fuck up a jump and need to set up everything again, is a great kindness the game affords you.
It's way worse without it. Mm-hmm. Like I played the original version of this as well. We covered it for an old comrade. And we'll talk about this. This is kind of more of a thing that's about the puzzles in general. But like Baba Is You, as they spiral out in scope, you are given more tiny support structural tasks to get to the actual puzzle part.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a major weakness of the game. This makes that easier because doing that stuff is so fucking tedious. Mm-hmm. Again, not trying to get into judgments this early, but you got to find all the boxes. Yeah. We cheekily put some behind a corner. Mm-hmm. This isn't the puzzle. The puzzle is what you do with the boxes. But, you're going to have to walk across this football field to find this little asset.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a couple different shuttle runs until your mise en place is all set. Yeah.
Have you learned how to get two jammers past the same gate by using one? I hope you do, because you're going to do it in fully 1/4 of the puzzles from now on.
Yes. Yeah. There's some platforming involved in this too. Mercifully, I really like the way they handle this, because making this a platform game would be fucking annoying. They have the snap to jumping where you can just kind of see footprints on a surface that you're looking at if it's within range. And if you press the button, you can just get there.
Yeah. So you grab this sigil, this Tetronimo, and these are going to be used to unlock new devices or new worlds as you go.
Yeah.
This is, if you're familiar with 3D puzzle games, so such things like Portal, you understand basically what you're doing here.
Yeah.
You're doing little logical leaps to find unexpected uses for the tools. Those are the best puzzles of this.
Yeah.
Something that seems impossible becomes possible because you realize, I can put a box on top of a guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if I stand on top of the box on top of the guy doesn't blow up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I can get up here, which then I can put an even bigger box on top of them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And then as the puzzles get harder, and especially as you start doing the challenge puzzle kind of things, the box is part of the puzzle solution. Okay. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. There's a lot of these that kind of boil down to fox, hen, and corn puzzles. Mm-hmm. Kind of shuttle running things back and forth. If I have this, I can't have this.
Yeah.
Kind of things. It's one of the basic puzzle nutrients, I guess, or this.
Yeah.
There are also, as we mentioned, these challenge objectives, and these you can figure out super extra configurations of the puzzle, or sometimes take devices out of the chambers to use in the hub worlds.
Mm-hmm. If it always felt amazing when I accidentally did this because I just solved the puzzle in a certain way that that got me there, right?
And I had no interest in getting all the stars.
No.
In this, getting a device out of a room was fun. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where it feels very subversive, like Portal, going backstage in Portal. It's not. It's what the game is intending to do, but it feels subversive.
Yeah, everything here is designed. All of this is intentional.
Yes.
Those unmarked puzzles get you star sigils. These are used to get the super secret 100% completion ending. I didn't do those. I think I only did a couple of these out in the world. This is where you end up getting references to other games and stuff too. One of these is a Assassin's Creed Leap of Faith kind of deal, right?
Yeah. Easter eggs. And the hunt, we'll talk about the 100% completion ending. It's a kind of, it's almost like bragging rights reward. You get to put yourself in there as a way for, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
each puzzle has a name. This is a hint. You know, I wish you could just pull this up at any time.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be in there and I'd forget, so I'd have to leave the puzzle and come back to get the name again, which is funny.
Which mercifully doesn't reset the puzzle. You can just step outside the gate and come back in.
Yeah. The God thing will tell you, you know, go try something else. You're struggling with this, my child.
I hated that because I wasn't struggling. I was working, Gary.
Yeah. It's one of the worst things that can happen in a game is the hurry up voice. God, I hate it. There are QR codes. Also, they're left as graffiti around the puzzles. Thank God these just get automatically read.
Yeah.
You know, a worse version of this would be like, oh, we're clever. You had to get out your phone.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
These are messages between other participants in the story, people who came before you, and they're written kind of like forum posts.
Yeah.
Each of them is a character. They represent philosophies. They have a vague, slight kind of storyline. As they go.
Yeah.
And the other way the story is kind of presented is through computer terminals. You do the game really wants you to look at these. They'll beep at you when they have new content.
Yeah.
And these are going to be emails, text fragments, passages from literature, things like that. And a conversation you have with like an AI, a library assistant program named Milton.
Yes. Yeah. Best character in the game. Love that guy.
Yeah.
And by which I mean I fucking hate him.
Yeah. It's we'll get to it like in kind of generalities and stuff. I think I'm suspecting already I'm a little cooler on this than you are. I like this game, but it's like one of the lowest likes it like I can think of. Like I like it.
Yeah.
It barely inches out over being annoyed by it.
Yeah.
To me. I find this game very annoying. On lots of axes.
Yeah, I think there are more K-cules here than there are Gary-cules, you know?
Maybe.
Possibly, you know, in a couple different things here. When we were talking about the hints, there's also like a hint system you can get. This is ridiculously limited. And the hints are not especially helpful to the point where like going and looking them up might not actually be that big of a spoiler.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not worth getting the thingies for them, really. The hint coupons.
Yes. Yeah.
Game looks good. Generally, it's an Unreal Engine 5, the remaster specifically. Like some of these landscapes are really nice. Something that I don't like in this is how big every level is.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I understand they're hiding stars out there and they're hiding like little logs and everything. I did not enjoy scouring these land for those things. And there's more space between puzzle elements than I want there to be. Something that I want in a puzzle game is to get right to it.
Yes.
You know, I do get fatigued, but in this specific genre for me, the enforced way of making you take breaks or pace yourself does not work for me.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to get the lay of the land, make your rounds, find all the puzzle elements, do the miniature corn chicken fox puzzle to get all your jammers. I don't like that. I don't like that part of the rhythm very much. And it's because the levels, while pretty, are too big.
Yeah.
It's all too big.
Yeah. We're talking about individual puzzle chambers in addition to like the little hubs as well.
Yes.
There are signs. So again, like there are nice little touches here. There are signs to like where the puzzle chambers are. And these will update like ones you've already solved to be X'd out. So you're not just like, ooh, I found a door. Oh, this is the same door I found 2 or 3 times before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why not a menu?
Yeah.
Why not? I don't know. Like I understand why not, because there are people who get a lot out of that.
Yeah.
You know, the atmosphere and stuff. And I'm just not one of them. That part didn't work for me.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of crud.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of clutter. You know, there are things that it is hard to tell if something is a puzzle element or just a bit of the geometry. Like, can you jump on this? Can you not? Can you use this foliage? Can you not? Sometimes that is used cleverly because you can break the puzzle and do it. You know, if you sequence break or do it in a different way, you can jump on something that doesn't look like you can jump on it.
Yeah.
It ends up feeling really chaffy to me.
Yeah.
Hard to read what is actually being done with the space.
And this will end up being like, I am stuck just by virtue of the fact that the angles that I can look at obscure this particular path. That I would need to take. This is in addition to things feeling kind of anonymous in between.
Yes.
I don't know. I think that there is, obviously this is just an opinion. It is not like a universal thing. I prefer the portal or superliminal kind of approach where things are very clean and it is clear what each individual thing does.
Same.
Right down to like, okay, if you see this particular kind of ledge, that's what that's what this means. I guess that like clarity of communication over like, this is foliage. It has grown up here because, well, it's a simulation and it's meant to look like these ruins, but also,
I was just going to say, this is the poster child game for something that I don't have a specific name for, but this game back justifies everything about it narratively in a way that could make the feedback on this episode intolerable. Because everything that I say I don't like, they're going to be like, oh, you didn't find the log where it explains that. And I assure you I did.
Yeah.
I don't care that it's explained. Everything is explained in this game.
Yeah.
Every possible thing that could be a point of friction has well, that's kind of the point. Or that's because this is the origin of it.
Yeah.
Explanation. Explain does not equal good.
Yeah.
Is a thing, I think, in art. And this game does it more than almost anything.
Ask yourself if like any of those little justifications is akin to like an NES manual that says the Shredder's the Shredder's minions are so loaded with evil energy that they seem to blink in and out of existence in order to justify flicker on
all Shredder's enemies access the same speed force. So when many of Shredder's enemies get together, they all slow down. And it's like, cool, you came up with an explanation for the thing. And it kind of leads into a general fragmentation of this game, which I think is one of my issues with it, which is the play and the story don't talk to each other, which is what happened in development.
Yeah.
They came up with puzzles and they hired some people to come in and make it a story. It feels like that.
Yeah.
And it feels like the people who came in to make it a story justified all of these things that were puzzles being made in the Serious Sam engine. Kind of irregardless of the quality of both those things. Like, I think the story is good. It doesn't blow my mind or anything. I like what this is dealing with. I think these puzzles are good in general, but it doesn't. It's interesting that this was and is sometimes seen as a descendant or like a proper kind of inheritant of Portal. Because you can say what you will about Portal, this is trickier, so I think that people like that more, but it is way less consonant as like kind of a unified piece of a work. Yeah.
And I think that is something you can say universally, right? Like before you get to, things like, okay, regarding the visual clutter or whatever, the fact that some information is visually obscured to me doesn't add meaningful complication to solving it. I like it better when I can see all of the pieces and it is up to me to figure it out. It is not down to like literally just did this foliage render in such a way that it blocks your view of this particular deal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get into, we kind of covered a little bit of this, but let's talk about, the writing in this game. When you talk about it not interacting with the play, how it's developed, in addition, some of the writing for reasons that are, explained in the game are pretty annoying.
Yeah.
And there's an audaciousness to it that, again, somebody's going to fucking say this is the point, and I hate it. But like the idea of this grandiose booming God voice asking you philosophical questions, and then you go and do some fucking tangrams. Kind of go to hell. Respectfully a little bit, go fuck yourself a little bit. I don't know that you do this junior jumble while I just talk philosophy to you. It's ludicrous.
It's the sketch for the 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors episode where like you're solving Cracker Barrel peg puzzles.
Exactly.
Well, Wikipedia's are read to you.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. There's little individual bits of the writing that are sometimes okay.
Yeah.
And the characters have different voices, different kind of takes with these, that I have individually. But as a conjoined thing, there's nothing conjoining.
Right. It's okay. What if your little lateral thinking puzzle book said after you were done, and now you've learned how to be human?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And it swerves towards some irritating themes that are more played out before kind of going into one that is, well, we'll get into this, not resonant to me, but is not played out. We are in Sad Robot thing. It really feels like it's going to be about, can a robot be human? There's a little bit of that. And then it feels like it's going to be about what makes us human is play. See the ending of The Looker.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Dead themes. Both things that have a degree of truth to them, but have been explored to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that is more interesting that I don't see as often, the kind of overarching theme, is what happens to humanity after it's gone, like what remains of us as like a species.
Yeah.
Can we extend this consciousness through machinery? Can this be extended after us? Which this is, I'm still playing this in the morning period. We talked about this with the last game. It's coloring my philosophy. I did it with Phantom Liberty as well.
Yeah.
I could not care fucking less. That's not objective at all. It just me explaining why something didn't work for me.
Yeah.
What happens after I'm gone or after we're gone is too abstract for me to give a shit. Characters neglecting the people in their life to pursue about that in the wake of everything that's been happening lately is the dumbest fucking thing anyone can do. And I had no sympathy for any of these characters doing that.
Yeah.
You fucking moron, go spend time with your family. It's the only thing that matters. What will happen if people stumble across the earth after we're done? What would it look like? None of your fucking business.
Yeah.
Who
You're
gives
not
a
home
shit?
anymore. Yeah.
You're not at home anymore. Like, why is that your concern, you weirdo? I could not care less. And to buy into some of the bigger philosophical like revelations or questions of this, you have to accept the premise that question is important. And I don't know if it was just when I played it, I couldn't.
No.
No part of me can believe that's important. I don't think that's important.
Yeah. It is like concerned with questions of humanity without being very like humane or even humanist about it. Right.
The humanist stuff in it is weird. It's very optimistic in some levels. Like when we'll get into this when we get into the main episode and the revelations around it, but the way that people react to this stuff also felt naive to me. Like there's, I don't know, like it just felt like, oh, that's not, you've scrubbed over and assumed the interesting part would go well. Like what people actually do, that's going to work out fine.
Yeah.
You just kind of like skipped it. Yeah. And to skip that kind of part and just say, no, it went fine. Everyone was nice. I don't know. Didn't work for me, like as a thing.
This is also like the first half of the game, I think, is really trying to dress itself up in the kind of like symbolism or just trappings of important thought, capital I, capital T, by presenting a bunch of things out of context, like philosophical treatises, like little stories about Osiris and Athena and stuff like that, where you can identify, okay, you can see a little bit of like what the themes are working toward here, or this kind of like kind of playing alongside of it, but like obscuring what questions that this is trying to ask, again, does not meaningfully make where it gets any better by making you walk that path, right?
And yes, and it's a thing where, similar to the puzzles, where individually some of these things are fine things to explore. I think that they are largely damaged by not talking to the rest of the game. Yeah. By being a thing that I just engage with in a little bit between puzzles. The idea is that it gains strength because it's giving me a timeout. For me, the two things next to each other it was two good foods I didn't like together. Yeah. It's a hot dog and ice cream. Just didn't work. Yeah. For me, and again, I like this. It's like a low B- to me. Personally, like I like it. Glad I played it. I never want to play it again. I'm not going to play the sequel. I'm just not that interested in the Stees. Yeah.
Where this ends up, like, I think working for me is when it gets like confrontational. Like I think the audio logs left by the researcher worked a little bit better for me, primarily because of the voice performance. But like Milton, the library assistant, like the way in which he is designed to kind of piss you off, I think works. And the way that storyline kind of culminates does, like basically kind of like guide you into making an argument for meaning, and a little bit saying like, hey, this is kind of bullshit what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's a lot like having the worst first year philosophy student.
Yeah.
Like as a dorm mate.
Yeah.
Someone who's going to poke holes in everything you think, nonstop and go, yes, but however, and point out contradictions and shit. Like it's very effective at that.
Yeah. It's having a sophist roommate or something like that. Like somebody who's just there to be the devil's advocate in the popular,
intolerable,
like vulgar meaning of that set of that
me
phrase.
And my friends would have killed Milton with hammers. I can tell you that much. But good. I agree with you in terms of it being good writing.
Yeah.
The researcher logs only kind of worked for me. I think that the Milton stuff is interesting, and it is good. It's also a thing too, where I think everything is somebody's first thing. We talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of these, I didn't take tons of philosophy classes. I'm not, the dark intellectual philosopher king or anything like that. A lot of these are questions that I have had posed to me before.
Yeah, yeah.
As kind of philosophical contradictions. So a lot of it did not feel like a new thing to consider for Gary the player, even if it was a new thing to consider for Gary the robot. Mm-hmm. And that kind of took a little bit out of it. Like, yes, it's always annoying when somebody is peppering you with devil's advocacy bullshit as something to think about, and you're getting annoyed and you think about it and stuff, but they're all things I'd thought about before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish that I had, if that wasn't the case, and that's not on the game, right? Like it's just what shit I've read about.
Yeah.
And I'm so fucking dumb. I'm not trying to sound smart reading about that stuff. It just happened to be like things I've been interested in before.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, it also gets a little bit into like, the format determines the possibility for what's going to happen here. Like there, it gets into like, you're not actually talking with this thing. It is providing you with prompts, stock answers to kind of give as well.
Yes.
And it's very clear that like he is asking the questions in such a way that there is no way to answer it and satisfy. Like, should you maximize freedom or should you maximize happiness? Well, it depends. And also both as much as you can.
Yeah. But that's not an answer. So whatever you say, he can gotcha.
Yeah.
In it. And when we talk about how you're not talking to it, there's not a parser.
Yeah.
You're choosing options. Again, that is intentional. The way that Milton is put in within the fiction of the game is to do this to you. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't work if you could give a nuanced answer. Right. But it kind of, if you can't give a nuanced answer, it does kind of undercut the philosophical strength of being asked armor-piercing questions. Yeah. Because I'm pretty confident in the actual answer to this. It's just not A, B, C, or D. Mm-hmm. I'm secure. Yeah. Like my robot might not be, but I'm okay.
It's the meme where it's like, the guy says, all right, should it be immigrants' rights or women's rights? And he says both. So it can't be both. Well, yeah, I can.
Yeah, why not?
No, it can be.
Abortions for some, miniature American flags for others. It's like they basically they had it with that. That's a joke, but that's a good policy. Like basically.
Again, working back to my just grand unified theories, so it depends, man.
Yeah, of course it depends because everything is maddeningly complicated. Yeah, which is this game touches on that a little bit in some of its stuff, but it doesn't. It makes you have to come to that conclusion that you came into the game knowing. Yeah,
pretty much. Work back to where you began.
Yeah, and it annoys you into thinking what you already thought. Mm-hmm. As opposed to a fantasy where you're thinking like clear-cut answers. Yeah. Yeah. And in between, you do some Tetronimo puzzles. In between, you see, you do this junior jumble.
Let's talk about the development. I did not know this was the Serious Sam people until I was reading about this game while playing it. Mm-hmm. This is Crow Team. It's a Croatian indie developer that had a couple games before Serious Sam, but these are those guys. They make the goofy boomer shooter kind of thing where you're killing a bunch of enemies. Like, let's put as many enemies on the screen as possible.
Yeah, like wave-based boomer shooter kind of thing. A little like Painkiller likes. Or vice versa. I don't know which one came first, but
Painkiller's big enemies. Serious Sam has lots of enemies.
Yeah, guys with bombs on their heads who run at you. Yeah. The team got this idea for this game when they were working on Serious Sam 4. It had a system for picking up objects in the world and moving them around. And once they kind of worked out ways to use these objects and levels, they ran into situations with solutions that were too complicated, for Serious Sam or unsolved with the tools provided. And instead of kind of rejecting this, they leaned into it and decided to break this out into its own puzzle-focused game.
Yeah. And then they just started working on a shitload of puzzles. They had the game like 80% done before they hired writers.
Yes.
And just building puzzles and rapidly testing them. Like they tested them, like they had in studio a guy who made bots for first person shooters. And like, okay, well, can we teach the bot like basically what these different objects do, and then just have it run, and then we can observe, and it'll report like times where it gets caught in a dead end or these sticking points, like roughly things that would correspond to humans, what would get humans, and then going in and sanding things off based on that.
It's kind of why there is the volume of puzzles in this game. There are a lot of puzzles.
It's like 120 just to get the basic ending.
Yeah. Like, so it's another thing that is a bugbear with me, and this is not on the game, it's on me. It's longer than I want a game like this to be. I was fatigued by the end of it. I always get fatigued by the end of these.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I could be done.
Yeah.
Not every one of those puzzles was essential. Like, yes, I want to get the final exam puzzles, but there's middle stuff I would have skipped.
Yeah. Like the majority of the third hub, like you're not dealing with any new tools. It is just like big, huge puzzles that are mostly movement by volume and finding corner cases within the corner cases that are not especially mind blowing.
And the revelation bit kind of fell off, like for sure. And the kind of like we'll talk about this when we get there, because we don't want to talk about too many individual puzzles. There won't be stuff in the second half, but you get into like something that's almost akin to pixel hunting.
Yeah.
In this, there's a lot of angle hunting for this, and it adds a physical dexterity aspect to this that feels like I was slamming the I get it button. Yeah. Like there's nothing else I need to do. This works. I just need to have this thing in a slightly different place.
Yeah.
So we can do this. I now get to adjust it a bunch of times to see if this works. Or this will open this gate, but only for a certain amount of time. I have to run over to it to see if there's enough time at that point. It's 2 football fields away. For this, and if it's not, I have to run back and adjust it a little bit. Shit like that. Like the final world feels like a lot of that.
Yeah,
a lot of futzing.
Too much futzing going on around here.
Yeah, a lot of futz.
The writer they brought in to kind of lead the narrative is Tom Joubert, who had previously worked on some pretty good games. He started being the writer for the Penumbra series, wrote for the Swapper, FTL, eventually did Subnautica. Like, weirdly, he was the narrative designer for Driver San Francisco. Yeah, which is great. Yeah. This has a lot of Swapper DNA to it. Joubert was overcommitted. This is one person doing all this stuff is tough. So he brought in an indie games writer named Jonas Kratzis? Karatzis, to help write the dialogue. And the two had previously written games on this subject, basically, about existential themes, about simulations, and they stuck with what they knew. Can't blame them for that.
No, this has more penetration than their other games did. This is a popular game, well-liked. Getting these ideas and kind of this out, this is the most successful package for it, I feel like.
Yeah. So like this, before release was featured at Sony's E3 kind of keynote in 2014. People were excited about it. It looked like new Portal. 3 years after Portal 2. There were laser beams, so the heir apparent, I guess. And it released to critical acclaim. Like, people like this game. It got like an 85 on Metacritic, which feels a skosh high, but in the ballpark.
High for me, probably correct for people for whom this is their shit.
Yes.
It sold well. There's a DLC for it, The Road to Gehenna, and then has a full sequel in 2023. Yeah. There is a remaster, the Talos Principle: Reawakened. This was released this year, 2025. The visuals are updated. It has The Road to Gehenna and like the first chapter, these expansions, in the beginning, this new expansion, and then those quality of life improvements that we talked about. It is the way to play it. The rewind is really necessary.
Yeah.
we should have talked about this before. I don't think we're covering the DLC. I didn't play the DLC. Okay.
No, I didn't. It's a postscript. Basically, what happens to the people who are still in the civilization after you do the main ending. Basically, what happens after it succeeds. Yeah.
And a guy who came before you who got in trouble for asking questions.
Yeah.
Gets sent to a robot jail, basically, and you go solve everybody from the robot jail.
Yes. Yeah.
We don't know what's next.
Not at all.
For the team or the series. If they're going to do more of these. This did just come, the remaster just came out.
Yeah.
The sequel didn't come out too long ago, so who knows if they're in their Serious Sam mode or their Talos mode.
Yeah. They got acquired by Devolver, so I don't know what that does to their output, or if they're working on other projects, for sub studios. I saw that they had contributed to an extraction shooter that just came out called Scum. It is unclear.
Yeah, who knows? So we're going to get into it at this point. If you're hearing this, we appreciate you listening. Thank you. If you want to hear the full episode, you can become a patron. Go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. $5 a month gives you not only the rest of this episode, but every premium episode we've ever done and bonus shows. We think it's a really good value. $1.25 a week. That can't get you very much, but it can get you a lot of entertainment. And we'd appreciate it if you checked it out.
Yeah, it costs less than a bottle of pop these days. Yeah.
Yeah. What can you get for $1.25?
Yeah.
The worst coffee you've ever had. From a convenience store coffee. It's called, Irish cream. That's not enough information. I know that's already a thing, but just Irish cream generally is very vague and threatening.
Lot of blind spots in this for me. Yeah.
Oh, it's cream. What's the flavor? Cream. What kind of cream? Oh, Irish.
Yeah, all right.
You know what? Excuse me, gas station?
If you have thoughts about August's games, which are Metroid Zero Mission, Split Fiction, or Mercenaries Playground of Destruction, go to duckfeed.tv/contact and write in by August the 15th. Split Fiction is going to be a guest episode with Gary and Will Hughes, and Mercenaries is the premium episode for that month.
Yeah, very excited about that month. You can also leave us ratings, reviews on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, anywhere you can find podcasts, and join us in thanking our producer, Gwen.
Thank you, Gwen.
Big thanks to Gwen. And we will see you next week with The Dispatch, where we'll be announcing September's games.